G'day guys, itsMiatch. This screen here is a little project that I'm doing called Rage Rush, and it's just a video game. I'm making a video game now. That's what I do. So we have a few options. We can turn on debug stats. Look at these sliders. I'm so proud of them. We can make the wall emit sound, and we have particles. I'm going to play on difficulty number 2 here. Look, 1, 2, 3. I'm very proud of that too. So immediately, as you can see, we have to run. We can jump. There's little particles. That's a wall. It chases us. It's very spooky. If you fall and you haven't yet jumped, you can jump again in midair. So that's used a little later on to give you distance. And your aim is to get to this thing. However, if the wall gets you, congratulations, I didn't realize I could jump there, but congratulations, you're dead. And if I pop through the portal here, we're going to have a pretty nice little level transition that I personally like quite a lot. Now we have the second level, and as you can see, that is the first use of the falling and jumping again mechanic, which I just failed miserably at. So yeah, now I'm at the end of level 2. I do have a bit of time. I don't have a bit of time, but we do have another mechanic. Well, it's a bug at the moment, but I'm going to turn it into a mechanic. If you jump and hold jump against the ceiling, you sort of do that. As you can see, we're on level 3 here, and the walls are actually going up, which is nice. The original version of this didn't have sounds, and it was a lot faster, and it was made in Blender. It was a Blender game, which was... Whoa, what is this frame rate? Down here we have bouncy, which is nice. Let's get out of here. Bye-bye. And now we're on level 1 again. So let's actually head back to the menu. Let's set the difficulty to 3. This is a little bit closer to what the original game was like. There is a little bit of a difference, the wall moves faster, but this is just level 1. In addition to difficulty, the wall actually increases speed over the course of the levels that you play. So even if you're at the lowest difficulty 1, it will eventually reach the 3rd difficulty level, just that the levels will be more accommodating for it than these ones. Most sound effects were recorded myself, particularly the coin sounds that I like. They're pretty good. So this game is a remake of the original game, which again was made in Blender. I made it at school, in my free time, definitely not during class time. Don't ask questions. I thought that the file was all lost. Turns out no, it isn't actually, which is pretty cool. So let's try and get that open now. We're here! Haha! This here is the title screen for Rage Rush. As you can see, when you hover over something it spins. These are the buttons. They kept on moving up to the one spot, so you have to find the play button because none of the other ones work. You can see it's there, and when you click on it, here's the original game. There we are. So, I'm gone. The original game is definitely a lot smoother. It looks... I made the mistake in the other one of leaving the frame rate at 30, so my intent in the future is to fix that eventually. But you can see this is a lot faster. The mechanic of falling and jumping definitely was a thing, but that was actually like built off of a bug. If you fall in Blender and you use the default jump thing, it actually doesn't really count you as jumping until you hit jump. So you can see here I've implemented that into a tutorial. Most people managed to get it, and that was alright. You might also note that you might also note that not just the first level in Rage Rush Redo, but the second one too is based off of the one in its predecessor. There was a lot more bounce pads in this one. This here was a tactic that I called zip locking, and it was sort of, there was a rhythm to it that really isn't there in the new Rage Rush, and that's actually a little bit unfortunate in my opinion. I died. So the coins at this stage of the game really weren't meant to be collectible things. It was more just a guide to show you where you should generally go. Also, my voice has just died. I introduced little pockets of whatever the yellow thing is that's chasing you, and here's the exit. Except it's not the exit, that's a trick. I bothered so many people. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I thought that this file was just lost to time, because the only sort of thing that I had of it was an exported build on a school USB that was corrupted, And then I just discovered the actual file sitting in my computer. Also, I kept markers for my friends who played, so that was pretty neat. One thing that the remake is definitely a lot more forgiving with is the yellow wall that chases you. Because here, it's just a flat-on collision, but in the new one, the wall's visuals actually extend a little bit past its collision box. People have compared this game in the past to, I think it's called Geometry Dash, maybe? And I definitely see where they're coming from. But as the game's developer, I really wasn't sure how they could possibly compare it. But there's one little bit of advice that I learned to take to heart, and it's if you make a character and somebody tells you that they look a lot like this other character, you know your character's Halloween costume now. And I think a similar thing applies to Rage Rush here. So we're at level 4 now. So I have to go down. I think I had to go the left, which was the optimal pathway. You can see Mr. Smith and Ashby. They made it pretty far, that was nice. And then we go into yet another level, and this one's just darkness because and the final level has spinning platforms, and I honestly don't know how or if I'm going to replicate this in the actual game. There's a thing up there. I think that I just saw a crate fall down. There's another crate. I introduced like swirly gas of doom. I know I died, and I also introduced spinning platforms, and I don't think I made anything past that. Anyway, yeah, a little more work has been done on this thing than what this version shows. I'm actually on the version ahead of it, but I just thought that I'd record it on the first version that I sent to somebody to see if they liked it. Simply so that I had a little bit of progress registered, as opposed to just, hey, oh my lord, these frames are awful in comparison. Get me away from there. The wall is still emitting sound even though it doesn't exist, so that's good. Anyway, yeah, that's just a little bit of progress for Rage Rush. I don't know if that's going to be the name that it has at the end. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. Let's face it, I probably won't, but that's okay. I hope to just slowly do more and more with this game, get it complete, maybe have it be a thing. Who knows? I don't know. What am I doing here? Hello?